Hello YouTube, this is Zach, and today I'm going to be talking about SB19, Dom from the first take. SB19 is a Filipino boy band, I guess, and after the incredible response that I got to my Janine Burden video, so many of you were demanding and recommending SB19, SB19, SB19. So, and also my editor, she's a Filipina, and she told me to check these guys out. Actually, I think she told me to check them out a long time ago. I didn't get around to it, I don't know. But either way, so this is from the first take. I always find first take has some pretty interesting performances. I do not know what to expect. I've been told that these guys rap some. I'll let you know up front, I'm a singing teacher. I don't know anything about rapping other than the rhythms. I don't know anything about rap techniques. So if there is rapping, I might just kind of gloss over that stuff. So anyway, let's see what we got. This is Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's introduce ourselves first.
It's been a long time.
Minasan konnichiwa, Ken desu.
Wait, that's Japanese, right?
Hi everyone, I'm Justin.
Konnichiwa, I'm Josh.
Konnichiwa, Pablo des.
Hi everyone, I'm Style, and we are
SB19. Yeah.
Are these like the NSYNC of the
Yeah,
Philippines?
It's been a year since we were last here, and now we're back with a very energetic and very passionate song.
Which one's Justin
It's our
Timberlake?
first track for our Simula at Wakas EP, and it's called Damn.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
이거죠.
Let's go.
First take, y'all. We gon' kill it. This is ugly, but alam mo naman, dami like it. Then again, cause I might see, kahit na ano pa yan, come bite me. What you gonna do doon pag may dumating na maitim na ulap, okay kiligin. Kung tutok sa positibo ay baka lang maparali, kasi pag realidad na ang harang agad nagising.
Anong pakiramdam? Pumanik sa walang hanggang hagdan. Di ba sa badamdam ang katapusan? Ang lahat ng sinimulan dito, sa idibo, lahat dinipon. Kahit hindi man nag-doubt na di ko kaya tagusan. Gab ko ng kamalasan ay nag-aabang.
Okay, so yeah, this does give me like, you know, NSYNC Backstreet Boys, like, except more modern sounding kind of vibe. Yeah, I don't know anything about rap, so I can't really tell you too much about that. I'm assuming this is in Tagalog, the language. I don't know anything about the language. I don't know what they're saying. It's interesting. This is not typically the kind of music I listen to at all. As far as his singing sound that he's creating, it's very dark, and a lot of those darker kind of timbres, like that sort of that kind of sound. A lot of that comes from a lowered larynx, you know, lowering the position of the larynx. The larynx is above the vocal cords or houses the vocal cords in the throat. So when you make that kind of darker, a little throatier sound, a lot of that's coming from the lowering of the larynx because it's creating more space in the throat. That's typically what makes those kinds of sounds. His sound almost has this kind of like slightly raspy speech-like quality to it. There are a lot of ways that you can create the kind of raspier vocal sounds. The University of Utah, Amanda Stark, they're doing a lot of really good research right now with the charismatic voice, Elizabeth Zaroff and her husband. They're doing a lot of research on that right now, and they're actually analyzing a lot of like heavy metal singers that use that raspy sound a lot to try to get a better idea of how these sounds are actually created, because there are a lot of people in the vocal pedagogy or the vocal instruction world who are trying to talk like, you know, oh, we have all these methods to teach this stuff, but like a lot of it we don't even really fully understand. So we don't know yet. We haven't done enough research. So he's definitely getting a open low larynx sound along with whatever raspy kind of mechanism, whatever mechanism is being used to make that raspy sound. I can't tell for sure. I don't really know. But yeah, this is way outside of my wheelhouse, so I feel like my commentary might be somewhat shallow compared to what it normally is. So I'm just gonna listen and enjoy it and see if I like it. You know, here we go. Let's get back to it. Okay, this is more traditional. Okay, all right, so I got a lot to say now. That changed up. It's a little bit more of what I'm familiar with. So these guys, I guess the guy on the left that was rapping is the low voice, the bass, the baritone of the group. The other guys so far all seem like tenors, which means that they're singing in the upper of the range. The Tagalog language, and again, I am I might be completely ignorant about this. So if I say something wrong, I apologize. I'm just basing what I'm about to say off of what I'm hearing from this. It sounds like when put in a musical context like this, the way that the vowels and the consonants kind of intersect, it can be done in a very rhythmic way. And I kind of like it. It doesn't sound like the Italian language, but it seems to have a similar vocal effect when it's sung like in this setting the Italian language does, where it kind of sits at the front of the mouth. It has a very bright kind of sound when it's sung like this, and it kind of rolls off the tongue. That's an expression that we use in English. It's not like a language like German or even some French where it kind of gets stuck, or even English. Some English stuff does that. Like this, it sounds very bright and mouthy and frontal. I think that lends itself well to these singers with these higher pitched voices, because it fits a little bit better. You know, if the language were very dark, you know, if it's a very dark language, when a singer with a higher pitched voice is to sing a dark language, it can kind of create this clashy kind of contrasting sound. But not in this case. I think the sound of the language, the way the language is pronounced, fits this type of singing very well. And I really like when they did those vocal harmonies. I was actually trying to go back and find it. They had a really nice blend. It had some good overtones. Overtones is when people are like clearly in tune, you know, like completely in tune. You can hear this like kind of choral effect where it makes the group, the ensemble, sound a little bit bigger than it actually is when people lock in. Let me see if I can find it again. Might have been here. Right there, yes. It sounds like more than 5 people, because they're so locked in and in tune that it makes it sound like a bigger ensemble, because they're getting some overtone pitches come up over the top of it. It's very short, and so it's hard to make a very clear example of it, but it's there. Trust me, bro, it's there. Very aggressive, yeah. Yeah, this is all, it's so much of this raspy guttural stuff. Like, I did not expect that in this style of music at all. Usually when you hear this kind of like rap pop type stuff, at least in Western music, you really don't hear a lot of the raspy guttural kind of things too. So the fact that they're doing a lot of that's really interesting. There's a guy named Mark Garrett. His channel is called Kardavox Academy. He's one of the guys that's actually helping with the research at the University of Utah. He's pretty knowledgeable about how these sounds are created. Check out his channel if you kind of want to see some insight. He does a lot of instruction on how to do that kind of stuff. He's pretty trustworthy, pretty knowledgeable. But yeah, it's really interesting to hear that raspy vocal sound in this context, in this setting. It's very different.
Life's a blaze cause I'm the great, the best. Pessimist and y'all cannot contest. Races don't excite me, not the famous. Got the bomb but let's ever have. Listen pa yung mga paa kung di naman kaya tumayong mag-isa.
Head voice. So he's mostly singing in his chest voice here, but that boop, 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 when he went up to that was a really quick flip up into the head voice. This is predominantly what we call M1 or chest voice singing. And so that one little note being flipped up was an example of him moving up into the head voice. In case you did not know, it is harder than ever to grow on this platform. So please like and subscribe. It helps me out so much. On that note, I also am a professional singing teacher. I teach voice lessons for a living. Join my Discord server if you're interested in that kind of thing. I teach all the time. I'd be more than happy to give you a free assessment. It's totally free, 30 minutes, where you can get a good idea of where your voice is at, and we can game plan for the future from there. I also have a Patreon, I have memberships, I have a merch store, all kinds of ways that you can support this channel. Please consider supporting me. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you, and back to the video. He's good. The guy on the right, I can't remember his name. He's really good. He's got a very fluid, agile voice. He has a lot of mobility in his voice, and that tends to come from, you know, having good breath management. Typically comes from having relatively low amounts of tension. I mean, you can see a little bit of engagement in his neck some, but the fact that he's able to move across his range that quickly and with that much agility is a sign that he's got things going on pretty well. I think his voice is my favorite of all of them so far.
Bakit ba naggaganto? Ang daming tukso Bawat hakbang laging may gulo nagkamalas Di ko galing tumakbo Dito lang ako Kasalanan ko lahat ng
It's interesting because they're covering 3 octaves. The da 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 da. So it's da da da. They're singing 3 octaves. Like a lot of times, if you hear these like boy band types, they don't sing in the bass octave. They leave that out. So that's cool. It's cool to hear. Like finally, us basses being represented in something in pop music.
nahumpay sa bagus
Ang lahat ay may dahilan. Wag ka
Yeah. Sorry to keep stopping it, but like what's interesting here about this melody is it almost has this like Eastern kind of like almost Arabic or Egyptian kind of quality, this melody. And what's been notable to me about this song so far is that it's combined a lot of different musical influences. It's got the rap, it's got this kind of like almost clave, almost Latino kind of rhythm. The melody has been very much like in the for the most part, it's been mostly like very strongly like Western music melodies. And then this section has this like Middle Eastern kind of thing going on. So it's kind of combining a lot of cultural influences from various forms of popular music around the world. I think that's pretty cool. Even the rapping, you know, but the rapping kind of has this combination of Western rap, but it also sounds almost this like tribal kind of thing. I don't mean that in a bad way at all. It's like it almost has this chant-like kind of feel to it, you know, like it's just a really interesting cultural mix of sound. And I mean, because it's also got like I said, that Backstreet Boys in sync like Western kind of pop boy band thing going on too. It's pretty cool. I've honestly never listened to anything like this, so my brain is still kind of processing and taking it all in a little bit, but it's cool. I like it. A lot going on. Very high. Yeah, that's way up there. I mean, like, way up there. I mean, we're talking like, is that 5th octave? Let me see. I mean, that's way up there in the range. I'm gonna check on my piano here. Yeah, that's an F5. That's up in the 5th octave. That's way up there. So, that's super high. Like, there aren't too many people that are singing up in that range. Men, anyway. That's way up there.
Eto na Bakit ba nagkaganto Ang daming tukso Bawat hakbang laging may gulo Pagkamalas Di ko galing tumakbo Dito lang ako Kasalanan ko lahat ng to Nahumpay sa paggusto Anong pakiramdam Paano wakasan ang di sinimulan Damdam Anong pakiramdam Anong pakiramdam Anong pakiramdam Anong pakiramdam
It's catchy. It's catchy. Yeah, it's catchy. That's catchy. I mean, you know, it grew on me as it went on. It grew on me. I didn't know what to think at first. I've never heard anything like this, you know. So I've listened to pop music, but I'm very much a classically trained person, you know, very much into like progressive rock music, stuff like that. So I don't really listen to the genre very much, but it grew on me. These guys are really talented. They all have their own little skill set, you know. They all have their own little thing that they do, and I think it works well because when they all come together and they do all their things in unison together, they all do their little they bring to the band together. It makes it sound like a group. One of the comments that I always have about bands like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or whatever is that they all kind of sound a little bit homogenous to me. Like all the singers they're not very distinctive. I mean, there's like your standouts. Like I know that people love Justin Timberlake, you know, and so because he's got that really nasal, bright tone, but the rest of the band just kind of sounds eh. Well, these guys, SB19, they all have their own unique skill or sound they bring to the group, and it makes it all sound diverse. And I think that's part of why you hear so many different, what seems like influences coming in from different places, because they all have their own thing they bring to the table. So it's an interesting band. Maybe you guys have something that has more singing. I'd love to hear them doing more like harmonies, you know, vocal harmonies and less of the rap stuff, because I can give more commentary on that. So if you have more suggestions from them, please let me know. I'm down to listen to whatever you guys send. But yeah, thank you all for the support. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.